Still viewpoint the conversation, and like I told you, I am having two guests right here. These are people from the Population Explosion Awareness Initiative, and joining us this morning we have a gentleman right here who goes by the name Chidera Benoit. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you.
Thank you.
And seated next to him is Sonia Ifoma, who is a member of the organization. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. Let's start with an understanding of what Population Explosion Awareness Initiative is all about. Sonia.
Population Explosion Awareness Initiative is a non-profit organization dedicated to raising awareness about the exponential rate at which our population is growing and advocating for a non-coercive population control through family planning and sociocultural engineering.
All right. Chidera, what do you mean non-cohesive? I want to understand that properly.
Okay. You know, when China was having challenges with their population, they went to extreme means to control their population. And China became one of the best economies today because they saw that their population was actually a problem. They needed to deal with it. They actually dealt with it. But the way they dealt with it was somehow coercive. So we don't support China's style of population control. What we mean by non-coercive is that it's a choice. We're not pushing you to have so number of children, but we are going to give you the information about the importance of having small family, and it is then for you to make informed choice about the number of children that you want to have. So we're not coercing you, so we're just giving out the information.
Is population explosion a problem? Some people say it is a blessing. It could be a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, there's something we call demographic dividend. It's a situation whereby you take advantage of the youthful population of an environment by providing jobs and then them driving the economy. But in the case of Nigeria, our population growth is becoming a burden more than a blessing.
Okay.
Because every year we churn out many number of youth from the schools who go out into the harsh realities of the corporate world. There's no job for you. You go out there, you start scampering. So many ladies go out in some of these cities to start doing prostitution because they don't have a job. Some of them don't actually want to do that, but because there's no job, they have to find themselves in such situations. There's the high rates of Yahoo boys on the streets because some of these boys, they come out from school, there's no job for them. So the population explosion is becoming a burden to Nigeria. Every nation that actually wants to progress, you have to take care of your population and have a sustainable population growth.
Now, Nigeria doesn't seem to even bother so much about how many we are. My example is the fact that we've been missing, when we're supposed to do census, probably because the figures doesn't really matter. So how significant really are population figures?
And the global population hit 8 billion on November 15, 2022,
okay.
Last year. So, and out of this 8 billion, some countries, around 60-something countries, have their population declining. Nigeria is one of the 8 countries that are going to drive half of the global population growth from 2022 to 2050. So today, from the information given out by the United Nations from their publication of the World Population Prospects 2022, Nigeria has a population of about 216 million. And out of that 216 million, by 2050, Nigeria is going to have a population of about 375 million. And by 2100, we're going to have a population of around 545 million.
These are projections.
Yeah, these are projections. And these are like projections that are most likely to take place.
Now, there's been this argument how people actually know that we are over 200 million. Some say 203 million, some say 210 million. Some say we're probably much more than that.
Yes, most of the censuses that has been carried out in the past, there's been issues of this, that they falsified the figures and all that. So arguing about the numbers, they're going to have a new census this year actually, which will be digitized. We're hoping for that to be like one of the most credible censuses that we have.
You're definitely for the population census, but people are saying, why on an election year? Why not the year before?
Yeah, I don't know why the government chose to carry it on this year. But, there was an issue of coronavirus. It was supposed to happen earlier, around 2020. The last one was in 2006. And then the coronavirus came, and then the census couldn't be carried out. So we're not going to have it this year, but then it's going to be after the election. Election is in February and March, but the census is coming up around April.
Honestly, do you think it should come after election or before the election?
Well, whichever time it comes, what I need is let the figures be credible.
Okay.
Yes.
In Nigeria, we use figures to do, because of our inclination to ethnicity and religiosity, we tend to want to use figures to dominate other people. So what is your initiative, that is Population Explosion Awareness Initiative? What exactly are you doing? And do you accept volunteers? How do you operate?
Yeah, we have a website where you can check up our work, which is PEAinitiative.org.
Okay.
PEAinitiative.org. On our website, there are places you can access the volunteer section. You can send a message, or you can call us on a number that I'll give at the end of the program. So we accept volunteers. Our work is to go about and create an awareness about the rate at which the population is growing, because this thing is affecting a lot of us. For instance, you see a family that they have 5, 6, 7, 8 children, and then the parents, they kept training these children from when they were working. Even when they retire, they still have like 2 or 3 children in secondary school. You see that these parents don't ever get a break in their lives because the financial burden of training a large family, and they keep aging fast. So, but if you have a small family, you channel all the resources you have to train.
One of your senators is advising us to marry more than one woman to help, so that men can go around.
Oh yeah,
there seems to be more women than men. So, how do you react to that? Looking at what you're doing,
well,
it's like opposed to what you're doing.
Well, it is. I think he's saying that out of ignorance, because.
Mind how you talk to our senator.
No, I'm just I couldn't find another word to use actually, because he's
or maybe he's saying that so that we can catch up with the population of those in the north who marry many wives.
Yeah, yes, that's what he was saying actually.
But he's probably not looking at the problems it will create.
Yes, like he said that men are supposed to marry many wives. So that,
and he's leading by example.
This is someone that came into limelight because of the way he marries many wives, especially young, beautiful girls. So he said we should marry many wives.
I think you're envious of him.
Why would I be? Come on, I wouldn't want that for myself. Actually,
there are girls that don't get married because he didn't get to their turn. So he's just saying, let's be generous. Get like 5.
Oh well, I don't support that, because if you advise people to just go ahead and marry and procreate because the people in the north are doing same. Remember, UN released a document this December saying that it will take the north 40 years to catch up with the south.
4 decades.
4 decades actually. The quality of life that we have in the south is better because we have less children. In the north, I saw there was one House of Representative member. He came to the house with his 4 wives and said he actually ordered them to stand up and show them to the house and say, these are my 4 wives. I'm expecting my 28th child. I hope that the government will give me a polling unit in my house so that by 2023 people are going. My family will just won't have to go out and
I
just.
think it's clear why they call us third world.
Yeah.
You know, because the way we think.
Yeah, actually.
So one thing that having many children is a kind of achievement.
Exactly. And you know, the baffling thing is that these children that are being given birth to, especially in the northern region, that's why we have the issue of this almajiri, because it's from these numerous birds that the
I think we're
almajiri
beginning to
system-
see something like that even in the southeast.
Exactly.
Yesterday I was stuck on traffic jam, and these were 3-year-olds knocking on my window to give them something. That was somewhere around Holy Ghost. You know, so that's what population does.
Exactly.
Okay,
And then-
let's start wrapping up.
One more thing, you
Okay.
know, the house rent is skyrocketing in all the cities, and what do you think is pushing this? It's because of the population, massive population growth. When you go to check for a house, the landlord will just say, "This is what I'm renting this house for," because he knows that if you don't take it, someone else that's desperate is coming to take it. So the massive population growth is driving difficulty and the quality of life to go down. You go to Lagos, you see 10 people squatting in small room because this is what they can afford, and then it's becoming a national issue. There's massive infrastructural deficit because of the way the population is growing. So even when we make progress in terms of some of the SDGs, these progress get wiped out because of the population growth. For instance, the unmet need. Unmet need is like the number of women who want to use family planning but don't have access to it. Right now, Nigeria have around 4 million women who want to use family planning but don't have access to it. So, and
You have a lot of work to do.
so so if these things if we make progress, the population growth rate wipes it out. And how do we get about solving these things? By accepting family planning. So family planning is the way forward. If you get married, you don't want to give birth immediately, there are so many options for the family planning, and we advise you to go to the hospital, meet the doctors, and the doctors will have a consultation with you and tell you the one that is good for your body. And then as you get the family plan, you'll be able to control the number of children that you want to give birth to, and you give birth only when you want to give birth, not by chance but by choice.
Our time is up. You might want to give out the numbers
Okay.
right now. So
Yeah, you can reach us on the following number: 0906 787 4214. One more time: 0906 787 4214. And our website is peainitiative.org. peainitiative.org. So, thank you very much.
Chidera. Thank you. He's the founder of Population Explosion Awareness Initiative. Thank you for stopping by. We will
Thank you
explore
very
this subject more.
Thank you.
And thank you, Sonia, for also joining.
Thank you very much.
All right. Mutune Gazo.